Hey everyone, so just a quick video here on the copy database entries. I've had a few questions, so I figured it's time to do a new video. Pretty good tool. It means that we can actually copy things from one database to another, but it's a lot more intelligent than doing it, say, with a database editor. To get it working, we just need to select the source database. It should already pick up the source database from your project, but if not, don't worry, I'll show you how to do that. So if we want to add a new database here, and I might do an example actually. If I go on my Windows and I find the C users public documents, Zuken E3.25 in my case, under CDB where the databases live, we actually have own component symbol configuration. So I'm just going to start with these blank ones, and I'll add the whole database to show you. But these are actually a blank database. It's actually pretty handy that way you can strip out your database and be left with only the bare essentials. Again, this is the simplest way. But um, this one here actually has all three combined into one file, which is normally going to be the best way to use. But for this example, we are going to I want to use these own components configuration and symbols. So if I right click here and go copy as path, if you do not have the newer Windows where you've got the copy as path, you can always go more options. You can do create shortcut, and if you're in the shortcut, you can go properties and copy the path over here. That's probably, especially with here, it's quite convoluted, but nevertheless, I'm going to hit add. I'm going to select my Microsoft Access database engine 12 or 16, 16 being the newest. Double click, paste, get rid of the quotation marks, test connection, make sure to test it. Okay, hit OK, and then here we're going to give it a description. So I'm going to put blank. The blank components. Hit next. I'll show you how that works. And I'm going to leave this blank for now. So hit next, finished. So you'll see here I have my new one, and the description is blank components. I'm going to add another one, paste own symbols, get rid of the quotation marks. I might just copy this again. Test connection to make sure. Hit OK, and this is going to be blank symbols. Hit next. I'm going to choose my blank components. I'm going to leave this for now and hit finish. And then I'm going to add the third one. So we have three files, which is components, configuration, and symbols. So own configuration, IMDb, hit test, make sure. If I spelt it wrong, get this. So yeah, it says connection one, just to check that I've done the right thing. And this is going to be blank config. So by typing in a description, and actually I'm going to go back to my symbols to begin with, hit configure, and I'm going to just make sure that they okay, I'm just going to use that standard one, but it's fine. Configure, and just make sure that we're picking up all three. That'll do. All right, anyways, hit OK. So now when I select my blank components, okay, I think I've clearly made an issue with this one, so ignoring that one. But if I choose my blank components, my blank symbols, and I'll just use the standard, you'll see the ticks because I've configured them that way. Hit OK, and I've got my new database. In this case, actually, I want to go from my, say, standard database, and I want to choose something. So there are settings. I want to have these three checked. Symbols with characteristics, symbols, plug item, and then potentially overwrite existing. So if I find the connector now, connector is always the classic example where if I find the connector and I choose one of these ones. So for example, if I grab this component, you'll see I have now the connector and the mating connector. So the 022 is the one that I brought over, the 21 is the mating connector. It also brought in the crimp part for each connector. And then we have the symbol for the block symbol for all three, or two rather. And we also have the WBU, which is the socket symbol, and then the plug symbol for the schematics, the views. So side view diagonal for each of them, and everything else, even the previews, one preview for each. So for both files, it's brought over everything. I can go import directly. So having that setting with the symbols and the plug will bring everything related to that particular component. I can import to file, so create a new one, or I can import directly, and I can select my destination database. I can choose my blank components, blank symbols, and then this one, and hit OK, and simply start import. And I can see the log file. Great. But you would have noticed that these have just increased in size. But let me just check own components. Data. Yeah, so you can see now those two components, the 22 and the 21, have been added to the database. Same thing goes with the zone symbols. If I go to symbol data, you can see all the symbols that have been added to this database. So it's a simple way of doing bulk batches, bulk changes. Like I said, you can use your own, rather than doing all three, if you are going to do a blank, it's always worthwhile using this file here, which is the copy as path. I can just add the 16 again, add this, remove the quotation marks, hit OK, and if I just do blank DB, I'll add that one across. So when I select it, I'll actually just select blank DB. Okay, great. It's asking me to do it all. But yeah, I'm adding one. I'm not actually adding three separate files. So hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, as always, please let me know. And for anyone who's new, just like and subscribe, all that sort of usual stuff. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, any questions, just let us know. Thanks, guys.